Good afternoon. I am Miss Pitts. I am one of the teachers and educators here at Sycamore High School. I work in the Academic Achievement Center. I work with Dr. Davis, who works at the Human Resources over at Central Office, and Mrs. Belletta Crowley. She is one of our social workers here at the school. I wanted to reach out with you, or to you rather, uh, about your daughter. I have, along with my partners, we have created a young women's group here where each week we meet on Tuesday and Thursday and talk about different strategies, different things that the young ladies are going through, trying to give them a safe space to help them move throughout their day successfully. And over the past couple of weeks, we've had some issues with several of our young women who don't really seem to be making the connection that the decisions and their behavior have consequences and repercussions. And so I wanted to reach out because it definitely takes a village. And I know that you, mom, dad, grandma, auntie, whoever you are, caregiver, guardian, I know that partnering along with you is going to help make our jobs easier. And so, specifically, I want to look at one of the code of conduct sections here. I'm going to highlight it if it lets me. The disrespect, I'm sorry, the disruption of school. I've highlighted the wrong one here. It says a student shall not engage in any activity that requires the daily operations of the school to be significantly disrupted or halted, including but not limited to disruptions resulting in a student being removed from their intended building locations, administrators coordinating large scale responses to reported student code of conduct violations, and disruptions requiring law enforcement response. This past week, we have had several disruptions to the building, several conflicts. Our administrators have been inundated with dealing with what I believe to be just petty nonsense, foolishness. There's no other way to put it. And so I spoke with the girls today and I admonished them to implement what they've been learning and practicing. Quite frankly, some of the arguments about the boys, somebody looked at me, that he said, she said, it is getting old. This week we had such conflict that our administrative staff had to send a message out to the entire staff saying, please limit your passes because we have some issues going on with the ninth grade team. And it's not just the ninth grade. We have some sophomores and a couple of juniors involved in things, but overall, our young ladies have seemed to have lost their focus. I reminded them that they have one thing to do when they come to school: learn, excel, and achieve. And so the behaviors that we're seeing here, they are unbecoming of a lady. They are messy, they are petty, and it is becoming such a distraction and certainly a frustration to all of the people, myself, Dr. Davis, Mrs. Crowley, our administrative staff, who really want to see them succeed. And so I wanted to bring this to your attention because um, if students continue to stir up the mess, if they continue to gossip, if they continue to spread text messages, if they continue to fuel the fire, so to say, they are going to be held accountable at the administrative level. I am not an administrator. I don't have any capacity to give out any consequences. However, when students have consequences, they get to spend a little bit of time with me reflecting over their choices and their behavior. And so I wanted to get out in front and just make a request of you as a parent, as a community member, as a caregiver, as someone who is so invested in the success of your daughter, is to please have a conversation with them about our shared expectations. Um, we don't want them here in school gossiping. We don't want them here focusing on the negative. We don't want them having to leave their classes. Some students are leaving their classes multiple times to come and sit with me because they're upset about somebody talking about them. They're upset about somebody gossiping. They don't feel comfortable eating in the lunchroom because they've engaged in conversations that have made it a bit uncomfortable for them to sit because they've been being messy. There's no other way to put it. And so I like to shoot straight from the hip, so to say. And so I want, and I'm asking you to share our shared behavior expectations. Go to school to learn. Don't get involved in the drama. Go the other way. If you know that there's going to be a conflict, do an about face and decide not to be a part of it. Don't spread rumors. Don't be a part of the gossip. Don't be a part of the text threads. Don't give people the opportunity to say you said this, that, and the other. And certainly uh, don't confront people. Don't be talking about fighting and this, that, and the other. It's just so much, and it's so beneath where I, Dr. Davis, Mrs. Crowley, Mr. Ovington, Mr. Porter, Dr. Crenshaw, Mr. Corteal, it's so beneath where we know our girls need to be. And it is causing a problem. It's causing a problem here. And some teachers have reached out and thanked me today for pulling them in. But I knew that a huge part of that was not only pulling them in to have the hard conversation, but also pulling you in. And so I hope that this finds you all doing well. And I am sure, I am certain beyond a shadow of a doubt that once you have a conversation with them, coupled with the conversation that I had with them today, I know that we are going to see better young women. Thank you so much for being invested. Thank you so much for partnering with us because it takes a village. Together we can go waves.